Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Basham Yahushua and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Basham Rakak Wadash. My name is Yakaba from Plain Tables Camp in Philly. The Turkey released some Azov battalion Nazis back to Ukraine. All right. Russia considers them Nazis. And I got a political article here. It says, well, this is Russia Today. U.S. denies involvement in neo-Nazi prisoners transfer. Washington will not comment on why Turkey handed over Azov leaders to Ukraine. So I believe Russia captured them and transferred them to Turkey, and it was supposed to be there to the end of the war. All right. So this is an example of never trusting your enemy. They did that, for good faith. For the war, to transfer prisoners of war from Moscow to Turkey. So Turkey brokered it. So this is an example of how you don't trust your enemies. Russia accuses Turkey and Ukraine's Politico of violating prisoner exchange agreement signed last year. Prisoner exchange agreement. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, which in Russian you say Vladimir or Vlad for short. Zelensky returned to Ukraine on Saturday, bringing home with him 5 former Azov commanders who had fought in the battle over Mariupol. The Kremlin accused Turkey of violating the prisoner exchange agreement that was signed last year. We are returning home from Turkey and bringing our heroes home, Zelensky wrote on social media. Ukrainian president denies Prokopenko Sviatoslav Polymyr. I ain't gonna try to pronounce all these names. They will finally be with their relatives. The Ukrainian president hugged servicemen at the Istanbul airport and flew them home with them. But they had to be debriefed first. Says the move goes against the terms of existing agreements. Peskov said the conditions of return were violated by both Turkey and Kyiv sides. He said, nobody informed us about this. This is Russia. According to the terms of the agreement, these persons were supposed to stay on the territory of Turkey until the end of the conflict, Peskov said. Peskov claimed that NATO pressured Turkey to violate the agreement to demonstrate solidarity with the alliance ahead of this week's NATO summit in Vilnius, whatever that is. A Russian pro-Kremlin analyst said that Turkish President Recep Erdogan decision first to support Ukraine's NATO bid and then let the military commanders return to Ukraine were an insult to Russia. All right, Azov commanders, skim through it. Azov Avestol commanders, along with 2,500 Ukrainian servicemen, were taken into Russian captivity. The Kremlin labeled all of them Nazis, with some Russian officials even saying the Ukrainian soldiers deserve execution by hanging. All right. On September 2022, Ukrainian managed to release of some 215 Avestol fighters, including the 5 commanders, in a prisoner swap, one of the largest in the history of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, brokered by Turkey's Erdogan. In return, Russia got 55 of its own soldiers. All right. Last summer, the Supreme Court of Russia recognized the Ukrainian regiment Azov, or Avestol, as a terrorist organization in Russia. All right, so this link will be in the description box. So, hey, Turkey is still with NATO, even though they wishy-washy, flip back and forth sometimes. Sometimes they want to agree, sometimes they want to disagree. All right, so don't trust the devil. Russia, they're Satan too. Just they happen to have a little better, character at times over, the Western Edomites. So I put in, how many agreements did America break with the Native Americans, which is the tribe of Gad, Reuben, Issachar. Those are the true so-called Native Americans. From 1778 to 1781, the United States government entered into more than 500 treaties with the Native American tribes. All the treaties have since been violated in some way or outright broken by the U.S. government, with the Native Americans and First Nations peoples still fighting for their treaty rights in the federal government. List of United States treaties, you look that up. So that's some of the things he promised them. And let me just get to the scripture here. And why did he break those treaties? Therefore, 12 and 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Because Esau, this is Esau's heaven. This is as good as it gets for Esau. All right. And this is our hell. We're getting by, and we're still subject to payments, and we're subject to the law enforcement and these different laws. And Esau, Edom, is over us, over the children of Israel, which is so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, so-called Negroes. All right. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and to the sea, I mean the people that dwell here. All right. Mainly the children of Israel. All right, and the other nations that the beast, the dragon, is against. All right. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The sea is where the people are. All right. It represents where the people dwell. All right. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth. That's my video card update. Oh, hope my video card don't click the screen off. Let's see. Video cards updating. Having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right. This is why he's putting so much hell on us. Since the New World, Esau came to the New World and started oppressing the Northern Kingdom. All right. Yeah, I think I got one more scripture. This is Sirach 12 and 10. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and the enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man, in the prosperity of a man's enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity even a friend will depart. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. His rust is his wickedness, his evil, his broken treaties. All right, and wiping the looking glass is, you can see him through the looking glass, but you cleared it up, and now you see more. Oh, he's still the devil. All right. This is broken treaties with Native American tribes, which is Gad, Reuben, Issachar. That's just in the mainland. What's Canada? Well, U.S. Technically U.S. All right, from 1778 to 1871, the United States signed some 368 treaties with various indigenous peoples across North American continent. All right. Well, North American continent means Canada also. All right. Published November 10th, 2020. History.com. I believe History Channel owns us. All right. Either got Gad or Issachar right there. A bunch of devils. All right. Westward expansion. That's what made America great. Westward expansion. This is let's skim through it. Through two of them. Treaty with the Delawares. Treaty of Fort Pitt. In September 1778, representatives of the newly formed Continental Congress signed a treaty with the Lenape, Delaware, at Fort Pitt, Pennsylvania, in the first official peace treaty between the United States and the Native American nation. Both sides agreed to maintain friendship and support each other against the British, but mutual suspicion continued, especially after Pennsylvania militia men killed nearly 100 Lenape, 100, most of them women and children, right, at the village of, and try to pronounce that, in March 1782, mistakenly believing they were responsible for attacks against Caucasian Edomite settlers. Right? White was a race made up in 1681 to fight against interracial marriages, all right, and for general deception and demonization of other peoples, mainly Native Americans, the northern kingdom of Israel, Gad, and Judah, so-called Negroes. After the American victory, more and more Caucasian Edomite settlers moved into Lenape territory until the Treaty of Greenville in 1795 forced them and other Ohio County Native Americans to surrender most of their lands. Treaty of Hopewell, Treaty of Canandaigua, Pickering Treaty / Pickering Treaty, 1794. Treaty of Greenville, Treaty of Fort Wayne, Andrew Jackson and the Indian removal. All right, these are all Satan incarnate, Satan's children. All right. So, and they believe that they're right with the Lord and power of the universe, the Most High and His Son Yahushua. He really believes that He's not going to pay for these sins, the sins of the fathers. All right. So if you believe in hell, I guess all these men are burning in hell if you believe in the hell doctrine. And their children, I guess, can be saved according to you modern day Caucasian Edomite Christians. Yeah, but yeah, all those George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, all these men right here, they're all burning in hell apparently. All right. So these links will be in the description box. So it's like the Russians, Edomites don't trust other Edomites. You Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, don't have faith that this country's going to continue or that you're going to get a fair shake. All right? We're surviving, and it's going to come a day when Esau is going to come down on the children of Israel, harder and harder, all right, until we cast out of our homes, not able to make money, and then Yahushua is going to have to deliver us in that time. All right, so I hope you edified. Shalom to the next lesson.